Hello subscribers, this is yours truly, JBlue68. Today is October the 30th, Halloween Eve. Yes, the night before he came home. He came home. Which is almost true to this book, you know. Before we get into this comic book review, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for helping me continue to grow. Please continue to hit and like that subscribe button, tap that bell, so you can get more videos as I post them immediately, and also post comments below in the description. I'm below as well. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Maybe because of this creepy cover you see in front of you. I picked this book up this past weekend. That was October the 26th. And this was part of the Halloween Comic Fest. This is Dark Red, written by Tim Seeley, drawn by Corinne Hall. This was featured in my comic book haul that I did with Mike Elliott, also known as The Watcher's Eye, on YouTube. And this book was shown in that particular comic book haul. Well, this book turned out to be my comic book pick of the month, and also my comic book pick of the week, Dark Red. Sinister looking cover there, very interesting looking cover there. As you can see, the background is in black and white, but he's in red, and that is for a reason. And he's mopping up what looks like a bunch of blood. Let's open up this book here and take a look at the pages. I'm going to do artwork from the pages review, as well as reviewing some of the events in the story here. This is chapter 1, The Forgotten Man, book number 1 of this particular series. And Dark Red, it begins with an imposing mystery of silence. It has good pacing, great use of panels, lettering, and rhythmic allegory with the words and narrative. As you can see here. Let's turn some more of the pages. And it's a comic book that mirrors the old school tradition of a black and white TV show, or more so, a black and white TV horror show, almost like an episode of The Twilight Zone, except it's on page. It has good use of spacing in each panel. There's a lot of explicit language that fits the function of this book. Okay, you see some of the language used there. Get that into focus. Okay, and as I've said countless times, that there are comic books for children, and then there are comic books that are not for children. And by the way, on the cover it does say for mature readers only. And all comic books are not all capes and tights. Most of the TV shows that you watch nowadays, whether a lot of you realize or know it or not, are based off of comic books. But a lot of people don't know that. Yes, they are indeed. The book reminds me of the TV show Sons of Anarchy meets Interview with the Vampire. Seriously, and you'll see why that is in a moment. And there's the moment right there. As you see him, he's escaping and fleeing the light. Daylight is actually about to start, and he's just got off of his job. He gets into an argument with his boss that he needs to leave early so he can get home and rest in his coffin. And here he is right there. And he got a little sunburn. Get that glare out of there. And you can see the sun coming up on the horizon. If we can escape that glare. There we go. Yeah. And it looks like a couple of bullets around his coffin too. Very interesting. And like I said, it reminds me of Son of Anarchy meets Interview with the Vampire. It's filled with some off-kilter, hilarious moments, believe it or not. Although it's a horror comic, the violence is gut-wrenching, entangled with raw wit like Underworld meets Duck Dynasty. As you see right here, this dude Woody's gotten his head chopped off by some mysterious creature here, which appears as a dark apparition on one of the panels. And here's a main character with his girlfriend. The main characters in the story are Evie and Charlie. Charlie is the vampire, and then there's his girlfriend there. And we find out in the story that she wants to be turned into a vampire by him, so that they can live together forever. He's a vampire who has a moral compass, a sense of compassion for the girl that he likes. He doesn't really want to turn her into doesn't want to turn her into a vampire, to live the life of the damned. But don't worry, this isn't anything like Twilight. If that's what you're thinking, no, not at all. This is not like Twilight. Thank God for that. The book deals with a lot of animated emotion between the two main characters, the human vampire couple, Evie and Charlie, as I mentioned. And again, is without being too lovey-dovey. And then it jumps effortlessly back into the dark grit of being a horror story, which starts in the next couple of pages, or restarts in the next couple of pages, I should say. Right about here. It's a jaw-dropping, fun adventure, a story with dark anticipation that does not disappoint. All right. So that's it. That's all. I wanted to just show and highlight this particular comic book, give it a quick review of why this is my comic book pick of the month, my comic book pick of the week. Here's another advertisement. I guess this is for book number 2. It says here this is going to be a story arc which begins in issue number 6, or we'll have a 6. It will be a 6-part series, I believe. It says here, in the big city, there's a sucker born every minute. I like that. Another allegory to this particular story. Very, very nice. Tim Seeley is the writer of a story called Brilliant Trash. Corin Hall is the artist for Ghostbusters, X-File Origins, Scully, and Batmite. Paint the town red, dark red. Very, very nice. So yeah, that's it. That's all, y'all. So Dark Red #1. I plan on collecting this particular series. Very much liking the first issue, the artwork and the story. So I hope you've liked this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, as I said, tap that bell so you can get more videos as I post them like this immediately. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe out there. You know, if you're trick-or-treating and or whatever, with your little, stay very, very close to your kids. Watch over your kiddies. You know, and please at all times do not let them leave your sight. As I said, be careful. Be patient, be calm. Everyone have a good night, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and whatever time and place it is in the world for you. Peace, love, and hair grease.